Hello, everybody.
Hello,
My name
hi.
is Toro Adirili, and I work for an international non-government organization called the International Fertilizer Development Center, based in Abuja, Nigeria. Fashion is my passion, like I said. I also run a fashion house, a little fashion house called Annette Crystal Fashions. We specialize in female wear, and we have, potential.
All right.
But we're still up and coming. So within my organization, like I said, what we do is empower those in the value chain, agri value chain, from the farmers to agro dealers to distributors. Those who bring in agro inputs are all part of those that we work with. So we go to as far as the grassroots. We go into the various towns in Nigeria.
All right.
Full amount of time. Yeah. I spent 12 years in the UK. I spent almost 13 years here in Nigeria. Okay. And I've been able to see the real issues that, have caused a lot of our youth to give up on the society. You see, like, for instance, in the UK, you have an idea. Nigerians are very brilliant people. Absolutely. I'm sure when you talk to the average Nigerian, you'll be shocked how much is going on in his head. But he's frustrated by the fact that, for instance, he doesn't have any motivating factors to encourage them to want to be entrepreneurs, for instance. To be an entrepreneur, I need access to finance, for instance. I need help with my business plan. I need somebody to hold my hand, mentor me, especially in a, in business that you're not really used to.
With, yeah.
Yes, but this is where we're lacking in this society. For instance, now, which bank can you go to and get a loan? Even as a worker, I'm a worker. I still can't get a loan in Nigeria. Can you imagine? I have money going into the bank every month, and yet they're giving me all types of restrictions. So how would a youth who has an idea, who has a dream, a passion, be able to make it come to fruition when I can't even get the basics, you see?
Yeah.
So I just said,
okay.
Let me throw that in. Yeah.
No, that's a good point you've made. And some research I carried out during my my master's program in master's in business management. One of the problems the Black community have is access to funding, which has impacted in the way we do business and our ability to compete with other business owners, in terms of race and society. But however, we all look at why are we not accessing, why are we unable to access funding? Now that you are saying that same narrative is in Nigeria, that means it's not just in the United Kingdom, but we also have the same problem back home. So it's not about race now. But I'm now thinking that could it be the way we are unable to manage our funding, our finance in terms of credibility check? Are we able to pay back our loan? If you are giving £5,000, for instance, by a bank, are you able to pay it back within the period of time, which will also increase your rating? Are we absconding with those funds and not coming back to pay up? So this is some of the things that I begin to look at. What is the root problem within our society why we cannot access certain funding? Because if we're unable to show that we are credible, we can't get what other people are getting. You understand? Because the banks are also a business and they don't want people to mess up with their resources, And so we have to look at it in that light also. And I've also thought about, okay, somebody wants to start up a business you've not tested, a business you've not tried, a business you don't know so much about. I've not spent time to do what we call market testing and all that. So now you go into a business and you're going to get a loan of 5 to 10 million naira. And this loan will be paid back at a certain time. But the issue still remains, the fact still remains that if that is not paid back, the bank has lost out on their sorry, let me put this off. So,
okay.
So now, if for instance, if that loan is not paid back, the bank have lost out the 10 million naira given. So the bank must be able to have a way of checking that if this money is given out or this loan is given out, is this person able to pay back? So I always tell people, if you are starting from the experience, I'm talking about life experience, if you want to start up in business, it should not always be the first thing. You should think about starting up with what you have. You understand? Because if you have to go into loan, and if you have to go into getting loan to start up a business you don't really know about, you find out that you spend that money so quick because you are trying to sustain the business with the resources that you don't really have. Do you get that now? But if you have your saved, if you are using your own real capital, your own money, you'll be shrewd in spending it. You'll be much more careful in spending it, at least for 1 to 3 years time, running the business with your limited resources, testing it, knowing it, that, okay, even growing your customer base. So you know that when you're getting loan in, it's for expansion, because you now have the customers. So I understand finance is very important in every business, very business. But as I said, it's responsibility that counts, and your credibility and integrity will go hand in hand. Because if I tell my sister that I needed 5,000 pounds, I know she has it, and she's able to give it to me. She can only give it to me not because she's my sister. She'll give it to me because she knows that I have a level of integrity to pay it back. That is the reason why she'll give it to me. Or if you are my friend and I've developed certain level of relationship with you, I know that, oh, this guy is credit worthy and it's reliable. And I tell you, look, I'm running this business. Can I get this money from you? I know you do that. But if you know that I'm not, you'll not be too generous to give her money, you will not pay back. Because you know that this guy will not pay back, because you have tried me in some areas that I've not been able to show my level of reliability. A few days ago, a guy called me. He's a property maintenance professional here. He called me, needed some money. Of course, I knew him, but I said, no, I didn't give him that money. Why? Because I've not tested him in that area. And I don't have the energy to start chasing somebody for money. You understand? Because that would be a big distraction. Especially during this COVID, you will have so many reasons why you can't pay back. So when I weigh that, I have to find a way to deal with that. You understand? Not because I could have sacrificed. Of course, business is tight. Every organization is going through a lot because of the pandemic. I could have still sacrificed, but I weighed it. I said, do I have the energy if this does not work? Not that it's not reliable. I mean, to the level I wouldn't, I know it, but not on financial issues. We've not tried lending on money and paying back all those things. So that's how the bank also think. If we had you run your finance, do you understand? So I think in our community, as a Black community, we still have a lot to do with our responsibility in terms of running our finance. You understand? You see a guy that running a business, because he just not up to 5 years, he wants to get the best cars, all these things are on loan. You understand? And it's not, you are not investing in our businesses. We are at the moment, we are going through problems in many African businesses. You see that we don't reinvest into the business. So if we're not reinvesting into the business, how are we going to compete with other businesses that are investing more than we do? So that's why if you go to our restaurants here in the UK, you find out that they are not upgrading these are big restaurants that have been there for years, and they are making huge revenue. They are making money, but they don't reinvest into that business. So we have to have, or like you see the English people, every time they want to put more into their business, they want to add value. They want to make
training themselves.
Innovation, and a lot they do. So I think apart from financial resources, we also have to think the way we're raising. I think that's my own, if I want to throw light on what you're saying. Yeah. What do you think? Officer, do you want to add to that? We're just having this is a roundtable discussion. You know, we discuss freely. It's not in any, I think people will learn from what we're saying. If people join in, that would be great.
Yeah.
You know, I started up recently, Toro, if you get to know, I will send you the link. I started what we call Black Entrepreneurs TV.
Okay.
So this, what we are doing now will be posted on that platform, so people get to learn. I was moved to start that because I look around that we have Black Entertainment TV. We have so many entertainment, Black, when it comes to entertainment, we are in forefront, which is excellent. Some of them are businesses, you understand? But no one is educating us how to make this money we are spending, paying all this for all these entertainments. I feel we're not doing so much in the areas of propagating entrepreneurship within our community, our society. I did a research some years back, and in the UK, in the areas of small medium enterprises, and I discovered that the Black community, that is Asians and the Caribbeans and Africa, we are representing only 6% of the small medium enterprises in the UK. While the Asians are representing about 38% at that time. That's a huge gap.
Yeah.
So you begin to wonder why we are far below when it comes to the labor force. And I thought, I said, as long as we are not making really serious economic impacts per se, then the issue of institutional racism will always be there among the Africans.
Yeah.
You know, we are paying with those things. It's difficult when you discuss those things. Some of us don't even want to discuss that. But it's there. Why is it there? You apply for jobs. I have some people have done it when we did the program in oil and gas management. Some of them are still waiting for a job after years. They can't get a job. So is it that we are not being respected or given, or maybe you're in an organization, you're not climbing at the rate at which your colleagues are climbing that are from other race? So why is it that we will always get the least job? I wrote something on my timeline. That was a few days ago, and some people are still debating on that. We went to a very huge organization over in the UK just last weekend, and at the gate, when the guy opened the gate, it was a Black man at the gate. Fantastic. You know, he opened the gate and we drove in. My wife and I, we drove in, and I said to her, immediately, I said, why must we always have the least job in the organization?
Right.
You understand? She said, what? She said, wow. She couldn't say anything. I said, but this one thing I don't like. Why is not a white man opening this door? Why is not an Asian opening the gate for us? So we went in. When we go in there, we had people to attend to us. In that organization, about, let's say, let me not exaggerate, about 95% were all English or Asians, you know, doing the professional job, doing the real job, you know, attending to us and doing all that, which was good. So while we're there waiting, the guy that came to take the bean was a Black man. You understand? That really touched me. I said, must we get the least job? Why wasn't an Asian man carrying that bean or the white guy carrying the bean? Is it that we're not qualified? I don't think that's the argument here.
No.
Is it that we don't believe in that we can get the good jobs? Or is it
I think